Greg Shoemaker, Tri-State Football, here with George Consis, the head coach of the Walnut Hills Eagles. And George, 2013 season's coming up, and parity looks to be the key word for the ECC, doesn't it?
It's a great league. It sure does, Greg. Yeah, I mean, everybody on our schedule is somebody we have to contend and compete against. There's no bye weeks. I mean, everybody's gotten better. Everybody's improving. I know Milford's going to be a lot better this year. Shane Elkin, a very good coach, so yeah, you're correct. Very good league, and every week is a battle.
You know, let's talk a little bit about, since you got to this program, the steps, the leaps, and the bounds that it has made since your arrival.
Well, you know, we've made progress. There's no question about it. But I think a lot of that's in the past. I really do. You know, we still have a lot to prove here. We really, really do. You know, we made the playoffs a year or two ago, and that was exciting. But we haven't won a playoff game. You know, we want to win the conference. We've yet to win the conference. So we were 5-5 last year, which is average. And we've said many times we did not come to Walnut Hills to be average. We didn't come here to be 5-5, 6-4. We came here to build a championship program. So we've made some great strides. We've got a lot of work to do.
Well, let's talk about the offensive strides that you've made in the past couple of years. Outstanding quarterback, only a junior, Kevin Blunt, or going to be a junior, Kevin Blunt. Talk about that side of the football. What do you really like about what's coming back?
We're really excited about our offensive side. We really are, because of the experience. We've got a lot of edge players coming back. Our skill guys are all coming back. We've got 7 starters coming back on offense. Very excited. Our offense is led by Kevin Blunt, our quarterback, as you alluded to earlier, top 5 in the conference, passing and rushing. Just a great player. Kevin's got the X factor, and you can't teach or coach the X factor. Wide receivers, you know, Kendall Fitzgerald is going to be back, Jordan Banks will be back, Tyron Williams, our running back, is back. We need to plug some holes on the offensive line. We've got 2 starters coming back on the offensive line. We've got Will Shaw, Kyron Palmer, 2 captains, 2 very good players. We've got to plug some holes. So there's a little bit of concern for the offensive line, but I think we'll get it taken care of. So there's a lot of optimism with 7 starters coming back.
And on the other side of the ball, the defensive side, I mean, clearly playing in a league with high-scoring teams like Anderson and Turpin, and then, you know, obviously Winton Woods can put points on the board when you're playing them non-conference games. How do you feel about that side?
Excited about the defensive side of the ball. We really are. And you're right, defense wins championships. I mean, I would much rather win a game 10-7 than last year when we won 37-34. We're making a move this year to the stack defense. We're going to go to a 3-3-5, because those are the types of guys we have. We have guys that can run, guys that are physical and can run. A lot of them are hybrid DB linebacker types. So, you know, it kind of it gets more linebacker DB type of guys on the field for us as far as running an even front with more down linemen. So we're excited about our defense. Mike Saliga's coming back this year. He had shoulder surgery early, I think in August last year. A great DB. And Elijah Ballou, of course, is going to be one of the best players, I think, in the city. A lot of experience and a lot of speed on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see. We're optimistic, but we got to get it done.
You talk about changing your defensive scheme this year. How resilient are the kids to learning a new system? I mean, some schools, like, let's say Colerain, triple option offense all the time. It is a way of life there. How resilient are these kids and receptive to making changes like that?
I think that's a great question, but our base package is a 3-4. We've always been a 3-4. We morphed into some even front last year, running some 4-3 and that type of thing, because situations and personnel dictated that. But the 3-3 stack is not that far stretched from the 3-4. And quite frankly, it's up to the coaches to teach. You know, it's all predicated upon our same principles. All of our terminology is going to be the same. You know, our coverages and our packages are pretty much all going to be the same. We're just going to tweak some things with the linebackers and move to that stack issue as far as the 3-4, the guys a little more spread out. And we can line up versus the spread in the stack very, very easily. So, great question, but we're not deviating really that much from what we really do regarding terminology, package, and it's up to the coaches. It's up to the coaches to teach.
One last question before I let you go. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, and I know you're very proud of your coaching staff. Can you just elaborate on some of the guys you have on that staff?
Well, you know, we really are. I mean, Jimmy Turner, our defensive coordinator, you know, Jimmy was a 3-year starter at UCLA. He played 5 years in the league, 4 years with the Bengals, 1 with the Falcons. Troy Tuck was an All-American at Youngstown State for Coach Trussell before he went to Ohio State. Ryan Hamby is coaching our tight ends this year. Ryan Hamby, All-State at Moeller, 3-year starter at Ohio State at tight end for Coach Trussell, played national championship team. Brian Fitzpatrick, our defensive line coach, started all 4 years, his entire career at Ohio Wesleyan. Armin Tatum is a graduate of Walnut Hills, our offensive line coach. Coach Tommy Sharp, the old head coach, is working with us still. Eric Wilcher is our secondary coach. Eric Wilcher was an All-American at Jackson State, where the great Walter Payton went to college. So our staff, and I might have left somebody out, Ryan Drake was associate head coach at Withrow, and he was over there when Doc Gamble had all the great teams at Withrow. So our staff, Nick Schmidt is our offensive coordinator. Nick has done a great job last 2 years. Before coming to Walnut Hills, Nick was the OC at McNick. McNick went to the Final Four in the playoffs with Coach Clowney 3 years ago. So I brag about our staff. I'm very proud about our staff. The head coach gets a lot of kudos for success, but our success is predicated upon our staff, and our staff is outstanding, and I give those guys all the credit.
Well said. That's George Consis, the head coach of the Walnut Hills Eagles.
Thanks, Greg.